I know, indeed. Should we turn to Declan Curry now?
Seamless.
Little prodigy himself. Little prodigy is in the Swiss ski resort, of course, Davos, where he's been catching up with the world's most powerful businessmen and women at the World Economic Forum. Hello to you, Declan.
Hello, Kate. Hello, Simon. And the whole point of big meetings like this is that they discuss the biggest issues facing all of us on the planet. And they don't get much bigger than fighting poverty and fighting disease in Africa. Now, two things going on there. One, today, lots of pressure for a restarting in talks on world trade. Supporters say that will lift millions of people out of poverty. The other thing is all the celebrities here pushing for a better deal to deal with illness and in Africa. Bono, for example, talking here in Davos yesterday, was launching a new range of products that will raise money for the treatment of AIDS. This is what he had to say when he was encouraging business to part with its cash.
So here we are, fat cats in the snow, and I say that as one. It is a great place to do business, and we have some business we want to talk to you about.
Well, Bill Roedy is president of MTV International, and you know Bono, well, you're closer to him than I am. Why does he do things like that? Why do celebrities endorse causes like this?
Well, you know, I hope it doesn't sound too corny or idealistic, but I think they really want to change the world. I mean, they want to try and change the world. At least
They really do believe that?
I do. I mean,
this isn't grandstanding or just trying to get their name on the paper. There's a genuine social conscience there.
I really do. Yeah, I know. I think there's a genuine feeling, certainly with Bono. I mean, there's no question, and with Bob Geldof, who I was with recently as well. They really have a genuine interest. They want to change They don't necessarily want to change the world. They want to change the bad parts of the world. And HIV and AIDS is a bad thing. So, you know. To help change that, that's a good thing.
And what sort of difference does that celebrity endorsement make? Do people really sit up and pay more attention to issues like this when someone like Bono starts talking about it?
I think so. I mean, it raises the profile considerably. And also, they can frame the issue in such a creative way that it can be quite an inspiration to jump on board to help fight the epidemic.
Okay, Bill Roedy, thanks very much for talking to us here on the balcony this morning. Now, of course, while we've been in Davos all this week, we've been trying our hands at some winter sports.
Now let's go to Switzerland and the World Economic Forum, because celebrities have been spotted raising awareness of their favourite charities and their causes. And our own celeb, Declan Curry, is also there. Declan.
That was just too bad a line for you to resist, wasn't it? It is just starting to snow here in Davos as well for the first time that we've noticed this week. We have celebrities very much in the news here in Davos. Michael Douglas is here, Bono is here, someone called Angelina Jolie, who I'm told is important, is here as well. I'm teasing you ever so slightly. They're all here to talk about some very, very serious issues of concern to anyone in the world. They're talking about the economies of developing nations and also talking about medical treatment in the continent of Africa. And that's very much been the fore of discussions over the last 2 days here in Davos. On Thursday, Bono, the world-famous singer, launched a business deal with names like Gap and Converse to launch a new range of products, the proceeds of the sales of which will be used to pay for medical research in Africa. And then today there's continuing talk about a push for a fair trade deal, which supporters say will lift millions of people out of poverty. Well, let's talk a bit about what the celebrities are doing here in Davos. Bill Roedy is the president of MTV International, and you know these well, you know them better than I do. You're a close personal friend of many of these people. In a business summit like this, is this really the place to talk about things like poverty in Africa and the fight against AIDS and the fight against malaria? Is it even appropriate to discuss it here?
By the way, it's not that cold, so I'm surprised you have a jacket.
That's okay.
Yes, the answer is yes. And I think the important thing is integrate. Social conscious is business. And it's actually good for business to react and respond to social conscious. And it can be good for the brand, which is important. And businesses shouldn't be shy about that. And that's okay. That's one of the things I've been trying to do over the years to try and get business more involved, particularly in the fight against AIDS.
Certainly in some nations, there is a sense that if business engages in charitable activities, it should keep it private, that this sort of thing shouldn't be trumpeted publicly. You're saying that actually business should put it at the core of what they do.
Oh, I think so. It can be aspirational. It can be businesses are very competitive. And when one does something, you better believe the other one, particularly a direct competitor, will want to do something better.
And does it help that people like Bono get involved in this?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, celebrity, the power of celebrity is unmatched. I mean, the credibility that that affords and the way they speak. I mean, Bono particularly, but also Geldof and all the ones we deal with, they inspire. They really have the gift to inspire. And you know, we can help them. The power of business is very strong, but celebrities very much help business.
And when celebrities sit down with business leaders, I don't mean people like you with whom they meet regularly and are comfortable, but when they sit down with the head of, say, American Express, do they talk in business terms, or are they talking in two separate languages, and sometimes it's lucky if they meet?
Sometimes there is a little bit of that, but you know, particularly Bono and Geldof, who I've just spent time with both, they speak business as well as anyone. And let me make one other point, and that is that business, the aggregate of business, still has not matched the severity of this epidemic. The numbers are worse than ever. It's out of control, even with all the money and all the media attention it's been given. It's equal to a tsunami a month, the death toll. And it was a tough year last year to keep AIDS on the radar screen. If business really gets behind it, because no one has the skills of business, it can be even more impactful than government response.
Okay. Bill Roedy, thanks very much for joining us here in the balcony. All very interesting stuff there. Sarah, from here in Davos, it's back to you in the warmth and comfort of the studio in London.
We feel for you, we really do, Declan. Thank you very much indeed, Declan there.